So today's topic is sex and when you start telling your children about sex.
I think that the curriculum is fabulous. I'm very much in support of it. I think the younger you teach your children and do it responsibly, the better educated they are. You teach them to read, write, spell, arithmetic. This is part of life, and I think it's a critical thing.
The younger, the better, and you may not have done it at home, but this gives you leeway to do it at home. Or if your religion doesn't want you to do it, it gives you leeway to do it.
That's true.
So it's not being there's arguments to if it's being forced upon us. However, it's there. It's not going to change for the kids' curriculum. So embrace it, and we're all going to be better, because it's not getting easier with sex for our kids. It's not getting easier. It's far more complicated than even our generations ever saw. So if we don't hug it and get in with it, we're in trouble, and the kids are in trouble.
It's funny, I think, because we're parents now. I don't think it was ever any easier. Thinking of this conversation with our children, I agree with both of you, 100%. I think that it allows our children to bring up questions to us, because it is an uncomfortable situation, and it's not uncomfortable for me. It's not uncomfortable for me. I think for kids, it's uncomfortable. And guess what? With everything on the computers, they're not going to learn it at school, and they're not talking about it at home. They got a lot of visuals that they can come up with their own conclusions, and that's not healthy.
We're so used to talking with kids when something's gone wrong,
right?
To look for the lesson and to try and bring it around. So let's get ahead of the lesson. Let's get ahead of it and let it be open, so that there's not a negative impression with it.
So I won't take it to the extreme. Like, I think it's good to educate. I think there's a fine line too as to how much education and what age range. Over 90 million people are online looking for love. And in North America alone, we're looking at over 40 million people. So, is that the way we're going? Yeah.
This is the only way that kids know how to communicate. They went to college-age kids, 20-somethings in New York, and said, how do you do it? And they said, you know what, there's a table of girls over there, we're young men. We won't talk to them. We'll go on Tinder. We'll swipe left, we'll swipe right, and we'll say, I have to buy them a drink, and I have to go up and talk to them, and it's a whole thing where I can go on Tinder and there's a girl down the block that I can hook up with now.
Everything's done online. Right. So wouldn't it be almost normal that everything's being done online? So it's not about...
No, I think it's just another means.
That's a transaction.
Yeah.
But so is a meeting or a relationship.
But you know what, Karen, look at it from this perspective. Because we're progressing, and this is the direction that we're going in, I think it's just another means. Because honestly, Tinder, although it's mainly for hookups, from my understanding, it's no different than if I went to a bar and people were looking for specifically a hookup.
But if you can have a whole conversation with emojis and not real language and talking one-on-one, what are you going to do when you meet that person?
But I think that's why this generation right now suffers so much from social anxiety.
If I can't do an or a E or a
I'm getting